Good evening. We are live.
We are live, and I'm excited because we have Daniel Horine, the artist, owner, creator of Pop Fly Pop Shop. Say hello, Daniel.
Hey guys.
And over here, we have Rod Carew. From 1969 to 1983, hit over 300 every single year. And by over 300, I'm not talking 301, 302. I'm talking 350, 364, 359, 388. Lifetime average 328, lifetime on base 393, 18 All-Star, MVP, Rookie of the Year, Hall of Famer Rod Carew.
Thank you, guys. Good to be here with you.
Thank you, Sir Rodney, as we should call you, apparently. If you have a question, we will ask one fan question, so get that in. And if Daniel picks your question, you will get a free giveaway from Pop Fly Pop Shop. Daniel, can you go ahead and show the print? Maybe you're a Rod Carew fan and you're not sure what this is. This is called Pop Fly Pop Shop. And every week, Daniel artistically draws and does a rendering of a awesome baseball player. And in this case, it is the Hall of Famer Rod Carew. It is only available until this Sunday, and then it is retired forever. To get it, you just go to popflypopshop.com. It's retired on Sunday, and there is an autograph option that you can get a Hall of Famer autograph. So, Rod Carew, when you saw this, what was your reaction?
Oh, I loved it right away. You know, I loved it also seeing the Angels on one side and the Twins on the other. Did I lose you guys?
No, we got you, sir.
We're here.
Okay. And I told my wife right away, I says, I love it. It's nice. Daniel does nice work.
On Daniel, on that note, why did you choose to kind of make him team neutral and have both the Angels and the Twins represented?
I think it's a challenge, when you have someone that's so beloved by more than one team. I think you are the Twins. You're the Twins as a player, and you're the Angels player. So it's really difficult, to kind of pick which one. And so I love to do these when I can to appeal to Rod Carew fans. Whether you're a Twin fan, you're an Angel fan,
Right.
they're Rod Carew fans.
Good.
Awesome.
I
Rod
like
Carew.
that.
Oh, yeah. When I think of a first baseman, Rod Carew, I think of someone who hits 250, 260, 30 home runs, kind of slow, maybe average defense, and that was not you at all. What was it like for you not being the prototypical first baseman, but being a Hall of Fame first baseman?
Well, I think because I could get the bat on the ball, which was important. I didn't hit home runs, but every time or almost every time I was in a situation to drive in a run or do something for the team, I always came through. So that was fun for me. I only hit 92 home runs in my career, but, I got 3,000 hits, and all those hits must have done some damage, against some other teams.
Well, I'm not sure how familiar you are with sabermetrics and analytics, but they like you a lot. Your lifetime WAR is 81, and that's higher than some incredible power hitting first basemen. It's more than Frank Thomas, more than Miguel Cabrera, more than Jeff Bagwell. It's got to be nice for you to hear, as stats change, you still reign supreme when it comes to evaluating first basemen.
Well, I never knew that, but it's nice that you guys are giving me the information. You probably know more about me than I know about myself, But it's nice, and that's some good company. Those guys are great players too. So I'm honored to be in the group with them.
Obviously, the fans loved you. You were All-Star 18 times. And Daniel, can you show the print again? And Daniel, how did you pay homage to his All-Star?
Yeah, if you look at the top left corner, the Pop Fly logo, there is 18 stars around that circle at the top left. That's one for each All-Star game.
That's got to be nice, Rod Carew, to just.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I've been staring at it. I'm trying to look at some of the other and come up with something.
We are here live with Hall of Famer Rod Carew and Daniel Horine. If you want to get one of these prints to have in your home, just go to popflypopshop.com. It is only available until Sunday, and there is an autograph option, which you should definitely take advantage of. Rod Carew, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the single. You had 2,404 singles, which is 9th of all time. And singles isn't really celebrated as much today's game as it used to be. What is your thoughts on how modern day baseball seems to not really value the single?
Well, it seems that modern days baseball is making the home run the key thing in a ball game. But how many home runs are you going to hit in a game that's going to do some damage? You know, I want a guy up there in a clutch situation to just hit a line drive and get a base hit. You know, home runs are great, but, you know, give me the guy that I can put up at home plate in the clutch and say, okay, now go get him. And usually those are the guys that come through. I don't want to strike out in that situation.
Yeah, what I loved about your at-bats, Rod Carew, was you would constantly kill the top part of the baseball and just hit a sharp grounder through. If there's a foot on the infield, you would find it. And today they talk about launch angle and hitting the bottom half of the baseball. Do you think it's going to ever swing back to hitting it, especially when there's a shift going on where half the infield's vacant?
Well, I hope that it goes back to the days when I played, because I think you'll get more consistency, you know, from hitters. Guys that are trying to launch the ball, most of them are going to pull their heads off the ball. Even for fastball that's right there, they have that chance of pulling off the fastball. You know, I was watching Hank Aaron's memorial, and they showed Hank's swing. And you never saw him swing up on the ball. Everything was down through the baseball. But the key is that he was hitting the ball out front and making good contact and hitting over 700 home runs.
Well, ironically, I'm a huge Angels fan. You left the Angels in '85, and in '86, the Angels were essentially one single away from going to the World Series. And I look back and think, well, is a single important? Well, we didn't go to the World Series because we didn't have that Rod Carew single there.
Well, I didn't want to go, but, you know, the ball club, you know, as you know, this is a business. And, you know, they chose to go the other way. And I can't say anything about that, but I enjoyed my time here in Anaheim. I've lived here for over 25 years, and the people still give me an ovation or want to come up and talk to me when they see me. I'm not saying I'm a Twins player or Angels player. I'm just Rod Carew, baseball player that went out and did his job the best way he knew how.
Just did his job into the Hall of Fame. And so if you want a Rod Carew Hall of Fame print, go to popflypopshot.com. And there's an autograph option. Rod Carew is going to sign those, and we appreciate your time in doing that, Rod Carew. I'd love to get your memories on a specific series on the Angels. 1982, late September, you guys were tied with the Royals, and you had a series with the Royals, tied neck and neck. And in that series, you went 6 for 8 and pushed the Angels in front, and you never looked back the rest of the month. What do you remember from that series?
Well, it was a great series. We, you know, were trying to put something together for Mr. Autry, you know, and in his memory, because he was such a great owner. But, you know, like I said, my job was get us going and try and keep us going, along with the other guys. And that's what I tried to do. That's what I've always tried to do, is put the team first and put myself second.
Talk about leverage situations and like an important series like that. I found these stats and I found them incredible. It looked at your stats depending on what leverage the situation was. And so your lifetime stats, you hit 328 with a 392 on base percentage. In high leverage situations, you hit 319 with a 392 on base. In medium leverage, you hit 338 with a 398 on base. And in low leverage, you hit 328, 390 on base. It seems like you were just super consistent no matter what the situation. How did you manage that?
Well, I think that was the difference with me and, say, a home run hitting guy, that you just don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get one hit out of the ballpark, or he's going to take the longest walk from the home plate to the dugout, and that's by striking out. So I I wanted myself to be consistent. Every time I walked up to home plate, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to look for a pitch that I can hit, and if I can't find one, I'll just throw myself a fastball down the middle and hope I make contact.
Easy for you to say. 28 lifetime average. But Daniel, can you show the print again? And I was probably expecting Rod Carew hitting, and you mentioned something that I didn't know about his batting stance. Can you interact with Rod Carew about the batting stance?
Well, Mr. Rod, I was going to call you Mr. Carew, but I've been corrected. It's Rod. Thank you. What was really interesting to me is just how you kind of had a stance for every occasion, and you would alter your stance based on who you would face, what kind of pitch you might be expecting. I can't think of anyone who could even do that. That's some incredibly advanced baseball. How were you? This is a very hard question to ask, but how were you able to do that? How that's just
Well, Daniel, Nolan Ryan struck me out 29 times. I'm like number 4 on his list. And I got tired of, walking back to the bench. But he used to throw me those high fastballs that were in my eyes area. And, I'd swing and miss, and I couldn't believe why I was missing, some of those fastballs. I thought that I was on them, and then bang, they were gone. So I turned around, walked back to the bench. And so I knew I had to improve against Nolan. If I wanted to play every day against him, I have to improve the way I hit. So I brought my hands down, because I was standing up, straight up. And so when I saw that high fastball, I said, oh, this is meat. Yeah, meat for Nolan, not for me. And so I made some adjustments. I took extra batting practice for about 2 weeks. Excuse me. Sitting on a stool that could move one spot, circular like. And I sat there on that stool, and I had coaches throw batting practice to me to make sure that I didn't bring my body up and I didn't stand up, when the ball was coming. I stayed at a level that I wanted to be at, because when Nolan's fastball was down, it was explosive, but it stayed down. So I was able to make adjustments the way I stood and where my hands were. And fortunately, I ended up my career hitting 300 against Nolan, but he was one tough out.
I want to make sure I understand what you were saying there, Rod Carew. So you would do batting practice sitting on a stool and do your full swing while sitting?
While sitting. And
Wow.
All I did was rotate my body on the stool and work my hands and my lower half to get into position to make contact with the ball. I experimented with a lot of stuff because that's the way or why I was so successful. I didn't have any one way to hit. Some days I might stand straight up. Some days I might just sit right down. I used to call it sit and hit. And then some days I would lean back. Anything that I could take advantage of, or take away from the pitcher, I wanted to be able to do that.
There's a question from the stream I'd like to ask along these lines, Rod. Joe Torrey asked, what is more important to be a great hitter, to be able to read the pitch coming out of the pitcher's hand quickly, or to be able to keep the barrel of the bat in the strike zone longer?
I looked for the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand. I had great eyesight. So when the pitcher goes to his windup and he gets to that position where he wants to release, that's where I tracked the ball from. And I tracked it all up to the contact point
Wow.
that I was going to use. Um, Never guessed, didn't worry about that, because the more you guess, the more you'd get yourself in trouble. So I just looked for the baseball to hit. And the one that I looked for to hit constantly was the fastball. I think if I can hit a fastball early in the count, I have a chance. I didn't want pitchers getting 2 strikes on me and then trying to understand, okay, about the changeup or, a curveball coming. So I just said to myself, look for the fastball on 3 and 2.
Wow.
Because you don't want to take a fastball strike right down the middle, as you see a lot of guys are doing today. They're looking for the slider, pitch that they can't hit. They're looking for the changeup, a pitch that they still can't hit, and they're letting the pitch go, the fastball go. That's the pitch that we can all hit, as hitters.
Mm. Now, I mean, obviously, you sound like a hitting coach, which you were on the Angels, and from that team, Tim Salmon had the highest praise for you, and talked about how much you helped him and how you taught that team how to tip pitches and read pitches. But Terry Collins, in my opinion, just completely mismanaged that team and blew it up, and they wiped out the staff, which you were kind of a casualty on. Do you look back thinking, like, why did you get the Raw deal because of Terry Collins?
I think so. I've always said to him, when he first came to the club, I said, just respect me and I'll go out and play every day for you. But the day that you ever disrespect me, then, that's it. And he disrespected me in a manner that I didn't like. And so we kind of fell out, but I still wanted to be able to be in the lineup and do as much as I could to help the Angels win.
Mm. Well, you're a twin and you belong in the Hall of Fame as a twin, but we claim you as ours as well. Couple of last questions. Have you seen the pop fly of your former teammate, Reggie? Have you seen that one? I'd love to get your reflection on it.
No, not yet.
Here's the Reggie one. I got to get these and put them next to each other. Get you back on the 82 team here with Reggie. Doesn't that look great together?
Yes, it does. It really does.
What was your memory of playing at Yankee Stadium with Reggie and having the Yankee fans, cheer him like their own and curse Steinbrenner openly?
Well, Reggie's a great guy, and this is something that people don't know. He would give you the shirt off his back, if you needed it. And I knew that going into Yankee Stadium that Reggie's going to be the big star. So I didn't expect to have any confrontations with him or any discussions. I says, hey, just go do your thing. Do what you're accustomed to doing, But I tell you, we became good friends. And if I needed something, the first person I would call is, hey, Jack, can you help me out with this? And I know he's going to say, okay, let's go. Tell me what it's all about. That's just the kind of guy he is. And people just don't understand Reggie. And they never understood him when he played the game. He was a flamboyant guy, but hey, that's okay. I'm going to carry myself this way. You carry yourself that way.
He backed it up.
Yes, he did. He did.
Well, my final question's an easy one, a softball question. What song has the best Rod Carew reference? Is it Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song or is it Beastie Boys' Sure Shot?
No, it's the national anthem. That's my song. Every time I heard that song, I knew I was going to get 2 or 3 hits. So, I love that song.
That's the greatest answer ever. National anthem, because when they played it, I get 2 or 3 hits. That is Hall of Famer Rod Carew talking. Let's show the print one more time.
Sure.
This is Sir Rodney, one of the greatest of all times. We got the Twins and the Angels represented in the background. We got the glove hidden in the shield, his bat instead of a mace. And Rod Carew is going to autograph each one of these if you get the autograph option. Thank you, Rod Carew, for taking the time to sign these. Thank you for giving us 20 minutes of your day. Do you have any last words for your fans?
Yeah. You know, I loved you guys when I played, and I still do. I would never walk by you. I would always stop and say hello or sign something for you, because all of you, California, Minnesota, pushed my career ahead of me and made me what I am today. So I do appreciate you, and I love you guys.
Thank you. I'm going to interrupt you and just say thank you, Rod. You've been someone who I've been wanting to do one of these for a while. And there's Hall of Famers and there's very special Hall of Famers. And talking to you, you are one of those very special Hall of Famers. So I'm super grateful for you being willing to partner with me on this and take the time to do all this. I'm completely grateful, and I've gotten to work with lots of Hall of Famers in this project, but I'm truly starstruck now. Thank you so much for all of this.
Thank you, Daniel, and thank you for making me look nice. You know, good looking. I appreciate that too, and so big and muscular, you know, in the outfit. If you saw me, you'd say to yourself, "This is not the same guy." Evan, thank you too, buddy.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for that back of your baseball card. That 388 still is as shiny as the coat of armor Daniel drew on you. Thank you, Hall of Famer Rod Carew.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, isn't it weird how you said it so well. You have the Hall of Famers, but then you get like the 10%
yes.
of the Hall of Famers. And those 10% tend to seem like they're the nicest, most humble, loving people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. Yeah. I have nothing to add to that. That's exactly it.
I feel like you and I need to like decompress for 8 seconds before we get back into the print. Like,
yes.
kind of starstruck right now.
Yeah, I truly am. You know, a lot of fans have been, asking for me to do a Rod Carew print. I've long wanted to do it, and I'm just glad I can make it happen.
Well, let's show that print again.
Sure.
I love hearing who you're going to do, and then my mind starts to like draw a picture. And one, I realize how hard it is to do what you do, because I go, oh, Rod Carew, he's hitting the baseball. Yeah. And then this comes out. Just so fun. Can you walk us through a couple of different nuances and decisions you made around the print?
Sure. As mentioned, I've been wanting to do a Rod Carew one for a while. And so I was thinking about it, just thinking, how would I do Rod Carew print? How could I describe him adequately? And so in doing a lot of research for this, even well before I was able to contact Rod, lots of words that was used to describe him as like elegant and noble. He was just a very elegant player. And so kind of thinking how I was going to describe him, especially with a nickname like Sir Rodney, it seemed very much almost like a portrait, like a medieval portrait, that you would have of someone standing there regal. And so that's sort of what was clanking around in my mind, was just showing him in a very regal way, not a tacky, or defensive, but just kind of a presence, a very noble presence there. That's kind of what I drew from all my research on him. And some of the other details there, it's been mentioned before. He's a Twins player as much as he's an Angel, and each team feels like they own the fandom of Rod Carew. So I wanted to represent both there. There's the Gemini Twins. That's the Gemini symbol on the flag there. Is a sort of subtle, not very subtle nod to the Twins. And there's an angel in the background. He won the batting title 7 times. There's 7 crowns on that belt around his waist there. As you mentioned, Evan, there is also for every All-Star appearance, there's a star in the top left corner. and his lifetime batting average is the price, and several other stats that are hanging out there in the barcode.
I still you mentioned his stats, and it's like that they don't compute to me still. I mean, again, listen, that he hit 388 in a season. I can't. Ichiro is probably the closest modern day guy that I could compare him with, but it doesn't make sense to me. Thinking the way baseball is played today, that man, he would shred it. He would hit 500, and I'm not saying that hyperbolically. He would hit 500 today if he's playing in today's game.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Just a sort of an aside, not talking about stats, but even just the way the game has changed. I was able to spend an hour with Alan Trammell this week, and we sat and we talked about baseball. We talked about Rod Carew and how the game is played. You know, and Rod Carew was someone he didn't know very well, and Alan was really talking about how much the game has changed. And so he would get on first base, you know, and there wasn't the fraternizing and the getting to know each other, you know, the chit chat. It was such a different game than Alan was saying. And he mentioned specifically Rod Carew, how, you know, you just don't, that's your enemy there. You know, there's not that friendly chat. You're there to defeat them. And that was just such a different mindset then. And you know, we talk about the shift with Rod Carew, even just the Rod Carew presence in the game is just him in the modern game was just completely different. It's really interesting to think about, and especially that 500 comment, you know, that's food for thought there for sure.
I mean, the guy stole home 17 times as a first baseman. I mean, you can't there's not a first baseman in baseball right now that's stealing 17 bags. Maybe Goldschmidt a couple years ago. He's the first baseman with 353 stolen bases, 17 of them at home. And because the rest of his game was so elevated, like, we don't even talk about his base running at all.
Oh yeah. There was a question earlier too. I'm going to show it here real quick, but he asked this. Rod Carew's not here to answer it, but he asked if there's a place in baseball these days for being able to steal home like Mr. Carew did. You know, it just is something that you don't see now. You know, and he made a great point. You know, has Chase, you know, is it all the pitchers that we see in a game with all those fresh arms that we have? You know, that was going to be my second question to ask if we had the chance. But yeah, you just do not see it.
Yeah, we talked about that. Was that with Trammell? The World Series a couple of years ago when one of the Rays tried to steal home on Kershaw and Kershaw nailed him. But that was an exciting play because you don't see it that often, let alone in the World Series. Yeah. But even I'm sorry?
So even to see them fail was exciting because they tried it.
No, totally. I'm not a Rays fan, so it was great. Yeah. But when you look at the shift, my first thought is it opens up the bases for guys to rip bags when you have everyone out of position like that. And I don't understand why more guys don't take advantage of it. I don't remember his name, but D. Gordon's little brother, who's not little anymore, he's someone in the chat, correct me, who's Tom Gordon's son. He's going to steal some bags, I'm hoping. Nice. Billy Hamilton was kind of that guy bringing it back. And so I'm hoping we do have a new wave of some base stealers, kind of that Tim Raines moxie.
Yeah, I forget. Was it Ellis Val? Who was it that was had to slow down when they were stealing home because they were going to hit? Who? I can't remember who that was.
Yes, he said when he was stealing home, he'd have to slow down to make sure he didn't get hit.
Was that Ellis? Ellis that said that?
I think so.
I can't remember, but that was just an amazing thing. That was one of the most rock star things I've ever heard in these chats we've gotten to have.
Yeah,
had to slow down to steal home so you don't get hit with the pitch.
Well, we got a nice companion, as I mentioned, to the Reggie. We got the 82 Angels together. Who's next in the Pop Fly Rolodex? Who are you looking at in the future? What can you give us a team, an era?
You know, no. Okay. This is so inspiration led. You know, there's a lot of things going on at the same time, but what lands is a mystery, and anything can happen. So as always, looking at all of baseball, and not even just the players. You know, like we had the Yips a couple weeks ago, and we've done Code Breaker, things like that. The kind of philosophical part of baseball. Baseball is a big story. There's lots to draw from.
Next week's issue, the lockout. Sad. Hopefully it's gonna be over. They're meeting now. They're talking.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Well, Daniel, is there anything else that you'd like to share about Popfly, or any directions or any insights or anything on your heart?
Well, if you want to stay updated with what's going on your phone, you can text Popfly to that number down there. And just a continual fountain of gratitude I have for the eyeballs on this project and the support. This is taken me to weird places in the best way, and I'm just very grateful for just the support and just hanging with me when I do Hall of Famers and doing obscure things like the Yips. You know, it's an honor to be able to take those kind of artistic chances to do stuff like that. And showing Rod Carew as a knight, you know, with scarcely a hint of baseball in the print. You know, that's exciting to be able to take those kind of chances, and I just am extremely appreciative of the support that I have in doing so. So thank you.
Well, I add sentiments to all that. I ordered my Topps card. I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. So thanks for doing that, and for everyone who supported that effort. But for this Rod Carew print, go to popflypopshop.com. It is retired on Sunday. And if you don't believe me, like, go on eBay, and there's a Dale Murphy right now that's over $2,000 on eBay right now with still a day left. So the sniping hasn't even happened yet. So get this Rod Carew before it goes to eBay. Get the autograph option in the drop-down menu. Text Popfly to that number at the bottom of your screen to get all the updates. Daniel gives little reminders on Sunday so you don't forget and then have to turn to the dark side of the eBay world. Daniel, thank you for bringing Rod Carew to the forefront of our brains. Thanks for organizing a conversation with him. Thanks for all you do, friend.
Thank you for you. Thank you to Rod. If you're still watching, thank you, and appreciate you and everyone. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Take care.